Welcome to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while trolling each other like gremlins. Hey HBs, happy Monday! This Friday on the bonus feed, you're getting quickies on the next 5 books in this series. You get book 1 today, the rest of the 5 on Friday. Both Sabrina and I couldn't help but burn our way through this whole world. After you listen to this episode, you'll understand the kind of energy we're bringing in the bonus ep. That's this Friday on the Patreon and Apple Podcast bonus feeds. Okay, this week we decided to treat ourselves. Sometimes you just need to bask in the world of fluffy contemporary queer romance. Here's part 1 of Egotistical Puckboy by Eden Finley and Saxon James. Hello, Sabrina.
Hi, Melody.
Oh my God.
Hi, listener.
So excited. Listener, hello. We have big news, big business today.
We're very excitable today because occasionally we just want to read something for pod.
Yeah.
That is fun. Not a Patreon episode. Sometimes, you know what? This is our podcast.
That's
and
right.
Sometimes we just want to read something because we want to read something and talk about
we
it.
say to ourselves, have we read anything that we really loved recently? We should put it on pod because we also don't want to read more other stuff right now.
Yeah.
Is one of the other things that might happen.
Maybe once in a while we are so mood ready that we can't read.
Yeah.
So
and a lot of times, we do prevail.
Yes.
Against those feelings. You know what I mean? That did not happen this time, though.
This is one of those times where we said we're reading a couple of things in a row that are fine, but we're not super excited about them.
Yeah.
And it turns out we ended up loving them.
We didn't know that, though.
And so we wanted something on the docket that we knew we would love.
And boy, did we know that we would love this, because I've already read the whole series, except for the one that hasn't come out yet.
I knew that I would love, because I've read the
You love everything else that they've read?
Yeah. And
I mean, written?
Yeah.
I don't think I've read everything that they've read, but listen, even Finley and Saxon James, if this is how you write, let a bitch know what your reading list is. I'll probably like it too.
Listener, for context, I started this book. I do the healthy adult thing where
tell them.
I start the book 4 days before we record, no matter what.
Oh, this is actually a healthy adult thing. I thought we were being tongue-in-cheek. God.
No, this is actually a healthy adult thing. Because, I got tired of forcing myself to read 100% of a book that it's fine,
Yeah.
But, I'm not super into it. And I realized that if I read 25% of that book every single day for 4 days, that's a 100% of that book.
That's right.
And if I do it 4 days before we record, that's an hour of my life per day, maybe.
Maybe.
Usually less.
Depends on how much of a speed reader Sabrina is.
And then I can just go read whatever I want.
Yeah. This is how you use a math degree, people, okay?
Yep.
This is how you do it.
You're joking, but I don't remember anything else I've used my math degree for in quite a while.
Fair enough.
So I knew that wasn't going to be an issue with this book.
No, the bigger issue is that you would accidentally read the first book in the one day and then continue to read the entire series until you were done.
Hang on, Melody.
It's my prediction.
I haven't even told you. Today's Saturday, listener.
Yeah.
I have been busy with work Thursday and Friday, as most people who work a Thursday, Friday job are.
Sure.
I started this book on Thursday night, and I don't read book before bed because I need to be able to sleep before 4 a.m.
Sure.
So I got like halfway through a book on Thursday, and then I finished work on Friday at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
By midnight last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about 72% of the way through book 4. So I read 3.5 books basically last night.
Yeah. Do you want to know my journey that I've been through?
I would love to know your journey.
When did I email you about the Libby thing? Was that Friday night or was that Thursday night?
I don't know. One of the
I didn't
nights.
email you. I texted you.
Texted me.
I just want to find out because it really does impact the way we relate to my reading journey through this. Because let's review. We're doing this because I mainlined the whole series just by myself a while
listener,
ago.
By the way, for context, this is Egotistical Puckboy by Eden Finley and Saxon
That's
James.
the one. Yeah.
And if you're a patron, then you have already experienced us going balls to the wall with Saxon James's accidental love and divorced men's. Nope. Yep. Something.
They might know about that. I don't remember when I'm putting those episodes out, but regardless, you will.
Eden Finley's famous series has been rolling
that's
around
probably
out there.
Yeah. I've been mainlining fluffy contemporary romance predominantly by Eden Finley and Saxon James. And it started, I believe, with this series by both of them together.
Oh,
and then
guess what?
I went on
It's
a rabbit hole journey.
Listener,
Yeah.
Because
and then
Melody
I was
did.
patient zero. I patient zeroed her hard in a Patreon episode. I think it was like the roundup or something, the January roundup.
Something like that.
And so, look, I asked Sabrina to help me with a Libby bug on Thursday night. It's now Saturday night. And so I have read the first, second, and fourth books. And I might have read the second book. I mean the first book twice again. And I'm through my second read of the second book now. Because I've read all of them, and like I really like the third book, Oscar's book, but I didn't connect to it as much as the other ones. And so I decided with my limited amount of time, I was going to skip straight to Gabe's book. And
oh my God, and
hang
getting
out
to
with
Gabe's
my
book when
big
I've read
Bertha boy.
Accidental Love. And the worst part is reading the next 3 books in this series. I see a bunch of other people that I recognize from
CU Hockey, I think.
Yeah, which means
and
obviously.
So now I have to read all the CU Hockeys.
Now I'm going to go read all of the CU Hockeys.
But here's the thing. I maxed out my Hoopla takeouts by like February 7th or something crazy.
Happy birthday to me.
So I have to wait until March to get my next batch of downloads.
I need you to know. I need you to know.
Nightmare. Yeah.
That this year, according to my time tracking app, I have read 49 hours and 12 minutes of Saxon James. I have also read 11 hours and 59 minutes of Eden Finley. The only person that I have read more of than Saxon James.
Foley?
Well, no. A.G. Wilde, that's those sci-fi boys that I've been
Alien
reading.
Boys.
I did read 50 hours and 28 minutes of A.G. Wilde this year so far.
Okay.
Galen Foley is third up. But there's a pretty drastic drop because A.G. Wilde is 50 and a half. Saxon James is just over 49. Galen Foley is 21 hours. So.
The precipitous drop. Is what we call that.
And then Rachel Higginson. Yeah, Eden Finley is in the top 5 of this
Loving
year.
that. I'm loving that for both of us, frankly. Yeah, so I've been mildly obsessed, and so we decided, fuck it, we're going to put Egotistical Puckboy on the regular reading list just because we're going to be nice to ourselves. We're going to say, like, we are definitely going to have a squeep-isode about Egotistical Puckboy. Now,
this is the way... Melody... I feel like by this point, we will have squeep-isoded every series by Eden Finley and Saxon James at this rate by May at the latest.
I don't know. I got to make time to read CU Hockey. You know what I mean?
I will also.
I just read all the fake boyfriends, though.
Hockey.
Oh my God, I just read all the fake boyfriends. I'm done with fake boyfriends.
Seeing
We got to do a squeep episode on that.
Melody, seeing Ollie Stromberg in this series as a side character, I've already talked about how much I love him.
Mm-hmm.
His boyfriend Lennon is fine, but Ollie Stromberg and
I know, but they're so cute together, and you don't see Lennon at all in this one. But like, that's fine. I forgive you, Eden Finley and Saxon James. I forgive you.
It's fine because Ollie Stromberg is
just to die for.
Yeah, he's fine.
The cutest, sweetest.
Will
ever.
I be able to do a squeep episode with you by tomorrow evening on the last, because I will have finished the last 3.5 books of this series by then?
Most definitely.
Possibly. Do I have...
No, don't be a crazy person. Of course you will.
Well, do I have to do some job tomorrow? Yes, also.
No.
I'll put it this way. If I hadn't been a healthy human being who left my home and spent time with a person in person today, I probably could do a squeep episode tonight.
Yeah.
On all of them.
They are just so, like, the voices are so good, and their voices are incredibly different for each character. The found family is perfect and delicious. The way that it tackles different issues in the queer community, especially surrounding, like, celebrity and sports and all of that, is handled really, really well. They're incredibly inclusive, and a lot of the jokes, in fact, are, like, pointing out to other people if they are not being inclusive. And like, that makes me really happy.
Heyo to gayo, cheero to queero.
Cheero to queero.
More inclusive. So let's just jump right in. So we have an enemies to lovers. We have a rivals to lovers here.
Yeah.
Listener, they are hockeys on opposing teams in Boston and
Philadelphia.
Yep.
And we start out in Ezra's head. He is a Boston boy.
He's a fuck boy.
Oh, he is a big old fuck boy. We're in his perspective, and they are in a playoff game leading up to the Stanley Cup. And so he's like fighting for his fucking life out there with his team. And like the one guy he cannot get over, he like doesn't want this one guy to win because he's such an asshole.
Anton Hayes. Fuck Anton. You might be able to help us out here,
Anton
Melody.
Hayes.
How do you pronounce Ezra's last name?
Poloschuk.
Okay.
I think. Ezra.
I didn't listen to the audiobook, and so it was like...
Well, the issue that I'm having is I don't know if the S I just said is accurate because I didn't read it. I audiobooked it. So I'm pretty sure it's... Oh, Poloschuk. Yeah. So very close. Anyway, so Ezra's fucking mad and he loses the game and they get knocked out of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Ooh.
Just
and you
absolutely
know
devastating.
Ezra knows the way to fix this is to get wasted and his wet dick.
That's right.
His dick. Yeah, you get it.
Get his dick wet. Because here's the thing. Ollie Stromberg and Caleb Sorensen
from
they came out
the Fake Boyfriend series.
They both came out in the Fake Boyfriend series, which is the same universe. And so now we're in almost the next generation of the queer collective.
God damn it, Eden Finley and Saxon James, you are too good at just
fucking geniuses.
Obviously, I have to go read everything else because
all the sequel bait.
All of them are, oh my God, and me, I'm going backwards. Who am I?
I know. Anyway, so we met them already. We fell in love with them already. Me and Sabrina did in the Fake Boyfriend series. And now we're seeing them. Yeah. Now we're in like this second generation because since they came out, Ezra was like the next guy to come out. And he's been out since he first got drafted to an NHL team. So like he's always been out and he is like the tabloid gay. At this point, there's like 5 or 6 dudes that are out and queer in the NHL. A lot of them have like, long-term relationships like Ollie Stromberg, a couple of other people we meet, but he's the one who's like absolutely single and he is fucking around for his life. And it's
him and Oscar.
Amazing.
They are the sex
They're the fuckboys of the NHL. Yeah.
Of the NHL.
Oh, I love it. So he's out with his team and they're like, hey, we're going to go to the next bar. Do you want to come? And he's like, no, I'm just going to just drown my sorrows more here. And then he's like, no, I'm just finding gay bar. I'm going to Google gay bar. And then when he gets the wrong search results, he's like, what did I actually type in? And it says gay butt Philly cheesecake.
Yep.
Cheesesteak, maybe.
And he's like, you know what? Not right now, but I am going to save that for later.
Yeah.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
So he is walking down the road, drunk as hell.
I mean, zigzagging, you know?
Yeah, and then he bumps into some guys outside of a Philly
sports bar,
and they recognize him, and they start giving him shit. And because he's host and has no self-control.
He's never walked away from a fight in his fucking life, has Ezra Palazchuk, okay?
Ezra, I'm going to need you
Not
to
a
walk
single
away.
day.
I'm
He
going to
takes
need you
a
to
swing.
I'm going
He
to need
takes a
you to walk away
drunken,
from one fight, buddy.
flailing swing at this like brick shit house of a man. And so this guy's like coming back at him, and suddenly this body gets in front of him and like pulls him behind him and is like, hey guys, like, whoa, everything's fine here. Can I like sign some stuff for you? And they're like, oh, Anton Hayes, you're our favorite. And so he completely jazz hands around the situation, signs some shit, and sends them into the bar to like visit his other teammates. And then Ezra's like, yeah, not to fucking do that. I'm gonna go be gay in a bar. Goodbye. Is it this way?
And then Anton is like, now's not the time, buddy. And he's like, just because you're a stray man and you don't understand how...
Yeah, Mr. Stray Boy.
And Anton takes 2 steps back. Wait, you think I'm straight? I blink, then blink again. How drunk am I? Did I hear him right? Or is my mind playing tricks on me? You're not? How did I not know this? And why haven't we had sex yet, if that's the case? And Anton is like, whoa, bud. Just because I don't splash my sex life all over the tabloids, and also I haven't let you stick your dick in me or stuck my dick in you, does not mean I am not straight. But
it's the best. And then as this conversation is going forward in his inner monologue, he's like, wait, so hold on. This whole time, I thought that I hate... Okay, do it. Yeah.
I take it back. The third worst thing is being cornered by Philly fans. Second worst thing is being saved by someone I hate. But the worst thing, by far, is realizing that for years I've thought the tension between Anton and me came from a place of resentment. It turns out it's because I want to fuck Anton Hayes. I did not see that coming. And then Anton rolls his drunk ass into a cab and takes him back to his house, his apartment.
He's like, you're a fucking public safety issue. Like we gotta put this. You're not safe for yourself or other people.
Yeah, you are a danger to society right now, actually.
And he's also like, I don't want to take him back to his hotel because I don't want to be seen rolling up to his hotel with him because he's such a tabloid nightmare. And I don't do that. I only want to be known for hockey. And then also, I don't know that he'll stay. Like I have to make sure this absolute disaster stays contained.
He's going to make a bad name in my city of gay hockey, and I am not okay with it.
I'm not going to have it. So he takes him back to his penthouse. It's the only option, listener, okay? He doesn't have a choice.
And then Ezra starts provoking him.
Yes.
Like so Ezra's hard.
Wait, I bet we haven't had sex because you're bad at it, huh? I bet you're like so bad at it. And as they're talking, Ezra like sobers up really fast because Anton is just being such a condescending dick to him.
Yeah.
Like, he's so fucking judgmental and he's so insufferable. And so Ezra's just like, fine, you don't want any of this? You don't want any of this peach? And he's like grabbing his ass at him.
While he walks, well, and my favorite part is like, Anton is thinking to himself, he's like, Ezra starts walking down the hallway to where I guess he thinks the bedrooms are. But that's definitely not where the bedrooms are. Meanwhile, Ezra's just grabbing his ass like, yay, you want a piece of this, baby?
Yeah, and so he looks at him and he's like, I bet you're a 10-second man, aren't you? I can just picture you like climbing on top of me and looking, being like a dead fish, just flopping around.
And then Anton, the sexiest motherfucker in the world, slams him up against the wall and growls in his ear. And he's like, you wouldn't, you would know I'm not when you're begging for me. And I'll fuck you, but you have to beg or put your hands on the wall. And Ezra won't do either. And he is grabbing Ezra's dick through his pants. And it's hot.
Because at first he's like, put your hands on the wall.
It.
And Ezra's like, make me. And then he undoes his pants, puts his hand all the way down his pants. And he's like, I'm not going to give you what you want until you beg. And then they go back and forth a little bit more. And then he goes, I have what you want. I can rock your world right here, and all you have to do is either put your arms on the wall or beg. And it says, even on the ice, I've never seen him move faster than putting his hands on the wall right now.
Listener, they have some serious hate sex. And then...
And, well, like, to the point that he has a condom in his hands, and Ezra's like, I'm on prep. It's cool. You don't have to do that. And he's like, think I'm going to put my dick in you? Come on. Without a condom?
What a wild statement.
I don't do that with my hookups.
HIV.
Which is fine. But like he turns everything into an insult when it could just be like, I don't like to have random sex.
Ezra, HIV AIDS is not the only STD that is incurable, but
Yep. Yeah. Ezra's whole, like, frankly, by the end of this book, Ezra is so much, like, safer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is reckless right now, and being locked down is exactly what he needs.
Yeah.
So, they come like freight trains. It is the most. And then
Anton just pulls his pants back up and is like, all right, good night. And just
tucks himself back in with the condom still on. He feels so awkward. He's like, I got to get the fuck out of here. And then he looks at Ezra and he says, bedrooms are that way. Clean yourself up before you go to bed. I don't want cum on my sheets. And then he leaves.
Listener, we zippy zap. It is months later. It is the end of their off season. And they have not, but boy, they're both annoyed because they just can't stop thinking about each other. Ezra thought he was so, oh my God, why was that the best sex I've ever had in my life?
Yeah. Oh my God, one of those phrases that both Eden Finley and Saxon James use that I had not heard before, I don't think. I'd always heard it in a different direction because Ezra always talked about how Anton dicks him out and how it was the best dicking out he's ever had. And I've always heard it dicking down.
Yeah, I've always heard dicking down too. I remember
But all of their series talks about dicking out. It's very funny.
There was a time in my life, Melody, where I was a young, drunk, hot mess. Okay.
Oh, do tell.
I identified as a lesbian at the time.
Okay? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was this poor kid. Not kid. We were both kids. We were both youths.
Sure.
We were 21, probably. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Youths TM. It's fine. Over 18 is what youths mean.
Yes. There was this guy that I thought he was so hot, right? Like, I thought he was attractive. Like, this is a physically attractive human.
You thought he was so attractive that even a lesbian would be attracted to him?
Well, specifically this lesbian. Because what I used to say, I used to make out with him at the bar when I was just, and a makeout's a makeout. Like,
sure.
Whatever. But I used to make out and like basically fraught with our clothes on. And I used to so drunk. I'd be like, if I ever get dicked down. I want you. And he'd be drunk as hell, and he's like, all right, let's fucking go. I'll dick you down.
I'll take you up. I'll take you sideways.
And the worst part is sometimes I would be drunk before he got there with my buddies. And so I would just go, like, he was so kind to me because he just, like, put his arm around my shoulder. And I'd be like, I want to make out with your face. And he'd be like, let me get a drink, bud.
Let me get, like, 4 drinks.
No, it wasn't that, but it was like, I literally just got here. Like, I'd be like, and then would, make out and fraught, basically, in the alley. And then I'd be like...
In the alley! Oh, I like it.
Yeah, out back. I mean, sometimes it was in the pool room. Sometimes it was in the bar. We were just... I was so obsessed with crawling all over this man and telling him very loudly in front of everybody. Every local at this bar was well aware that if Sabrina was ever getting dicked down... It was by this guy. And the funniest part, Mel, I've had sex with a lot of men now in my life. Sure. I've never fucked that man.
Poor guy.
I've never fucked that guy. Has he laid me down on the hood of a car and ground me into oblivion? Yes. He has.
That's an affirmative. It's a clear affirmative. Yeah.
Has he ever dicked me down? That is a negative.
That's right. Yeah.
Even though, statistically, based on what came out of my mouth, that definitely should have happened.
It sounds like it came out of your mouth.
So much years of this melody. And then it turned into after I did have sex with a man for the first time. It turned into, instead of if I ever get dicked down, it turned into, if I get dicked down again.
No.
If I ever get dicked down again, it's going to be you. And he'd be like, hell yeah, bud.
Poor dude.
Oh, but it wasn't poor. He was like, fuck yeah.
Obviously he enjoyed all of it. He kept coming back for more. It's just hilarious.
And like, I think that's the best part is like, boy, what a sweet guy.
It was just sweet, wholesome fun.
What a sweet guy.
Yeah.
And you know what? He had so many so drunk. Like
he's a good one.
He's a good one.
You would be safe with that dude.
I would be safe with that.
Really, yeah.
Anyway, I also know the term dick down instead of dick out,
Yeah. But Ezra loves the way that Anta dicked him out. Apparently it was the best dick out he's ever gotten. And so now it's right after the off season, and Ezra has thought about reaching out to Anton a couple of times to be like, do you want to swap fluids ever? And he stopped himself every time.
Real quick, I just want to put one thing on the record.
Okay.
I am moving back to the scene of the crime.
No.
So if I do ever dick down, I will let you all know.
You got to give us an update.
I will give you an update. I don't get drunk at that bar anymore. I don't get drunk anymore, but...
Yes, you have to update us.
I will. I'll keep you updated.
So keep us posted.
On the record. Continue. I'm not, to be clear, I'm not seeking this out. It's just if it happens.
Oh, okay. So now they're at the next preseason game. And he's like, I don't know what to do because I've never been in this position before. I've never felt weird around a hookup.
Well, and specifically, he is getting advice from his best friend, Wesley Dalton, because they were fuck buddies for a long time. And then Wesley caught feelings. And
yeah.
What book is that?
That's a CU hockey book. That's him
Wesley's
and Jasper.
Yeah, because he's a professor. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know which one it is because they all have like rhyming names and I get them confused.
I always get them confused too. I've read at least a couple of them.
Yeah. But anyway, so he's getting advice from Wesley, and Wesley's like, I mean, just don't hop on his dick again, Like, this seems pretty straightforward. And Ezra's like, you're not helpful at all. And he hangs up the phone.
If there is one thing Ezra is good at, it is hopping on a dick, period.
Yes. So Ezra's on the ice, and he's like, just keep your eyes on the puck. don't look at jersey numbers. Do not make eye contact with anyone. And he's thinking to himself, this is the best I've played ever. Like, I've gotten more interceptions this game than I did all last season. He's like, is there a lesson here? Is this what growing up is?
Nah. No, couldn't be.
Ezra.
So after the game, like everybody goes out to like party together at this karaoke bar, and somebody signs Anton and Ezra up to sing together. So they go up there and sing "Don't Stop Me
and
Now."
Anton says, is Queen okay? And he says, only if it's Don't Stop Me Now. He's like, okay.
And
So he
Anton's
puts it
thinking
on.
to himself, he's like, man, Ezra's gonna suck at this. His voice is not
Ezra's
made for
raspy
this.
voice, come on.
And Anton.
And then he sings like a
Are you
fucking
fucking-
angel.
Are you kidding?
Okay.
Are you kidding here?
He's hitting all the notes perfectly. It
Oh my
says that
God.
he's got the voice and the moves to back it up.
And then they're like, they both have hard-ons on stage
Yes,
because they're
of course
grinding
they
up
do.
on each other.
Yeah, because again, Anton's not out. And so Ezra is like going up to him and like being really flamboyant. He puts his back to Anton's front, puts his arm behind like Anton's neck and is like gyrating on him. And so Anton's like, playing along, but also so hard and having to hide it. And so Anton is just blown away. Sometimes he can't even remember to sing. And then when it's all over, they leave the stage. Anton makes eye contact with Ezra and like goes to the bathroom.
down the hallway.
Yeah. So he's like, Ezra, I would be worried that he wouldn't like show up, but he never misses an opportunity to gloat. So he'll definitely be here. And 90 seconds later, he's coming around the corner.
Oh my God. And then they get each other. Is it Anton that gets Ezra horny and then walks away?
Yeah. Ezra says, tell me I was great. And he's like, I'm never going to do that. And then he's like, you cannot deny that you thought that was super sexy. And Anton's like, all right, fine. It was sexy as hell. But like, that doesn't change anything. And you know what? If you want it, all you have to do is beg. And then Ezra's like, not gonna happen. And Anton's like, you know my terms. And then he leaves and keeps walking. And just, he can hear Ezra just like cursing in the background.
Listener.
So Ezra goes home alone.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
And then, oh my God. So now there's rumors out there because everyone knows they have this big old rivalry. And like now there's rumors out there that they're actually like enemies to bromance because there's pictures of them singing together. And then, oh my God. And then Ezra is in the locker room.
And it sounds like it's like a funeral in there. Everybody's so sad. And Ezra's like, what's going on?
And it turns out there's been a trade.
Wagner is leaving.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
And then
Who walks in?
Anton walks in.
And a rookie that doesn't matter. And Ezra and Anton are just like staring at each other. They don't know what to say. And Coach walks in and he's like, whoa, chilly reception in here. Ezra, I need to see you right now. He immediately pulls Ezra. Anton like gets his stuff out and everything. And the coach is like, Ezra, I can trust you to be a professional and like not blow this up, right? And Ezra's like, whoever did this is fucking with you. You know that, right? Like the only reason that they would trade Anton here is because they would want to fuck up the team for the Stanley Cup because they know about our rivalry and like everything's going to be terrible. And the coach is like, I think I can trust you to be a professional. Otherwise you shouldn't be in the NHL.
Bold move.
Oh, no. The coach says, what's up with your rivalry anyway? And Ezra says, Anton just can't handle how awesome I am, okay? Like, coach, you should really feel bad for me because it's the story of my life.
Listener, this book is called Egotistical Puckboy, and it is for a good reason.
Both of them are incredibly egotistical.
Incredibly.
It comes naturally to Ezra, and for Anton, it's a front. Because he wasn't like as naturally talented as Ezra was growing up in Boston hockey. And so he learned to wear his egotism like a shield and like fake it till you make it sort of became his life.
So then at the press conference welcoming Anton to the team, obviously he gets asked, somebody is like, oh, so like, how's it going to be working with Ezra? And Anton's like, oh, haven't you seen the rumors? We're friends now, actually. He'll actually.
Yeah. Whoa. Listener, did you hear
that? Just scared the shit out of me.
Thunderclap.
Yeah, we're under a tornado watch, actually.
Sabrina.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that. Do you have a basement? You don't, do you?
No. No, and you're supposed to get into the most center room in your house with no windows.
I see a window.
I don't have a center room with no windows.
You just get in the bathtub then later on.
Oh, we usually go hide in the closet.
Okay, also fair. It's a very small room without windows, I heard.
Well, there are no doors though, because it is a hall closet.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
All right. Yeah. 75% protection is better than none, you know?
I mean, it's hard to keep all 3 dogs with me with no door.
At some point, they have to take responsibility for themselves, though. You know what I mean?
I do not agree
with that. At some point.
I do not agree with that.
I mean, I'm not telling you to let them free range. I'm saying that if you're holding on to them and they decide to free willy themselves out of there, then, like...
We're all going up. We're all drinking a Red Bull and getting wings.
Getting wings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right,
yeah,
fine.
It's going to be Twister all up in this house.
Wiener dog edition.
Wiener edition. Yeah. I will probably go out reading Foolish Puckboy.
As you should.
And frankly, that's okay.
You gotta find out how Alex gets his groove back after his divorce with a super hot firefighter, even though he's super anxious about getting back out there and being pansexual and like encountering a dick. He doesn't know how he's gonna handle it, but he wants it so bad.
Oh my god, he kisses Gabe and then runs.
Yes, and then he
touches him at the
then he runs. He just has to go to him, tail between his legs, and be like, "I'm sorry, I freaked out."
No, even
so
better.
Sorry.
Even better.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe shows up at the hockey game.
Yeah.
Several weeks later.
No, that's not true. Sanderson shows up at the hockey game with his crush's fiance.
Yeah.
And
what
Alex
is
says
Sandon's
you have
book?
to...
Who is Remy? Who is Eamon?
Oh my god, I've already told you that I've read his friend's book. It's a firefighter book. It's called like Up in Flames or something like that, and you have to read it because it's so good.
Who wrote it?
There is an abuse subplot though.
That's
or
fine.
No, is it a subplot? Nah. But who wrote it? I think it was Saxon James. Or it might have been both of them.
What is this?
It's a standalone spin-off. I think it's called Up in Flames.
A standalone spin-off?
That's what yeah.
I
pretty
demand
sure.
an Eden Finley Saxon James firefighter series.
I think, you know, if you're taking requests, Eden Finley and Saxon James, I think this might be an official Heaving Bosoms plea.
I humbly request.
Beseech.
Very calmly. I'm super chill about your universe.
We're laying our hearts on your altar.
And I would appreciate
a
firefighter series.
Yeah.
One is not enough. Once you pop the top, you can't stop. Unless there's only one. And then I'm going to be so sad.
And Gabe connects.
He was a Big Bertha boy in Accidental Love.
He connects the Accidental Love series and the Puckboy series.
Humbly, the most humble, relaxed, chill request.
Yeah. Up in Flames by Eden Finley and Saxon James. It's about Remy and Sandon because, it's so good. But regardless, Gabe shows up. Alex shows. You're right. We're not here for this. Alex is like, Sandon, you have to give me Gabe's number, and he's like, I can't do that. And then the asshole Iman is like, he's gonna be at my engagement party. You should come. And that's where we get like a little bit of the tension between Sandon and Iman and all the bullshit, and they reconnect.
Gabe is so... He would be the man who is like, I'll just lay you down on the hood of this car and front you, you know?
Yeah, and then I'll put you to bed when I realize you're too drunk. They're meet cute, is Sandon and Gabe walking into Alex's new house because Ezra and the rest of the queer collective have shown up and they've done this like thrift store drag blind dressing.
Oh my god, no, we can't. Melody, we have to go back. Okay, so they're preparing for a game. Where are we? Dogs, animals.
Oh, yeah, no, so he says, I don't know if you heard, we're best friends. In fact, he is so excited to come with me to volunteer at this animal shelter on Sunday. And Ezra's in the back, he snuck in the back, and he has to be like, oh gosh, wow, look at how cool I am about this. But inside, he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so we're gonna zippy zap to the animal shelter.
Yeah.
And Ezra's not a morning person.
No.
And he's, a little superstitious.
Yeah, he's not afraid. Earlier on, Anton is like, I heard you were afraid of cats. And
not afraid.
Ezra was like, I am not afraid, but I do know that if you encounter a black cat, you will lose the game afterwards.
Also,
so like,
all cats are evil.
I'm doing it for the hockey gods. Jesus.
So they do the cats first, then they go
dogs. So Anton loves volunteering everywhere. His parents had a deal with him when he was younger. They could afford all the equipment or everything, but they said, if we're going to pay out the nose for you to do this like really niche interest, then you need to spend the same amount of time giving back to the community. And it sort of stuck with him. So no matter where he lives, usually he's spending at least a little bit of his off time volunteering at like an animal shelter or a homeless shelter, a food bank, stuff like that. And this is where he decided. And so when Ezra shows up, Ezra's like, how do you know your way around this place? You just moved here. And Anton is like, I mean, first of all, I got here on time. But second, I grew up here. I used to volunteer here when I was a kid. And so Ezra's like, wait a second. Did we do hockey together at the same time? And Anton's like, yeah. Not for very long because I'm like younger than you. But yeah, you were Ezra Palazchuk, like the golden boy of hockey, given everything he wanted.
Well, so we find out that Ezra's dad was a hockey player, not a notable one, but he was in the NHL. And boy, he is a dickbag and living through Ezra in the worst kind of possible way.
So they end up cleaning out like the cat cages, and then they're doing like the dog cages and stuff like that. There's a bunch of adorable banter where they have to like pass a black kitten back and forth. And Anton makes fun of Ezra like crazy. And then afterwards, they're meeting a few fans because they're doing an adoption day where they're like, adopt an animal, meet a hockey star, like meet your favorite hockey guy. Mm-hmm. So Anton watches Ezra as he is interacting with this kid who like really tentatively comes up to him. And he's like, hello, Ezra, I was just hoping. And Ezra's like, hey, what's your name? And he like makes it really, friendly and comfortable because he knows what this kid is doing. Like he can tell that the subtext is this kid is going to thank him for being an out and proud player in the NHL because like it gives this guy so much hope, right?
Yeah.
And like the way that Ezra on page just takes this interaction and makes it so comfortable and so friendly with this child is beautiful on its own,
Oh, but it melts that Anton boy. Oh, that Puckboy.
Well, because it's like twofold, right? Because Anton is seeing a completely different side of Ezra that he didn't know existed, right?
And he's also seeing the impact of being out. Because so Anton is out to his teams, he's out to his teammates, he's out to his family, but it's not public. It's not like celebrity public knowledge.
And his outward reason is like, I don't want people pigeonholing me. I don't want to be the gay hockey player. I just want to be known as a hockey player. Mm-hmm. And there is a little bit of baggage because he had some interactions in his youth where his family was like, it's safer just not to talk about it. And so we support you. We love you. But like maybe don't tell the NHL. Mm-hmm. Maybe just like keep that kind of private. But now he's seeing Ezra and like it's not, you're not like maybe he's known as the gay hockey player, but
in something.
Yes, it has a huge impact. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what he's seeing right now.
So then we're going to zippy zap to
Yeah.
his first game against his old team, Anton's old team. So they have the game, whatever. Everything's fine.
They
whatever.
win.
But then
No, they lose.
doesn't matter. I have
Doesn't
no idea.
matter.
So then Anton and Ezra are doing a flirty McFlirt, and Anton
Yeah.
says, come back to my place. See you in an hour.
Whoa. Sorry. The only thing I have to point out here is that the through line of you have to beg continues.
Continues. That never goes
because
away.
Ezra stops him in the hallway and yeah. Ezra stops him in the hallway and they're like talking super
Oh my
close.
God.
And Ezra's like, what are your plans? And he's like, oh, I'm going to go out for some drinks with like my old team. And then he says, I think that like we could have a lot of fun. And then Anton says, okay, well, you know my terms. All you have to do is beg. So as Anton goes to walk away because Ezra's like, fuck that and fuck you.
Please.
Yeah, Ezra grabs onto his wrist and so quietly just says, please. And so Anton's
Anton
like,
cancels his
all right.
plans.
He cancels his plans. They get in the car. And then he says, if we're going to cook up, we need some ground rules. The first one is you can't talk anymore. And Ezra's like, I mean, forever? Or like during sex? Like, because I'm really vocal during sex. You can't ask me not to do that. And then Anton sort of looks at him and he goes, oh, right now. Oh, you're saying right now I shouldn't talk. Oh, okay. So then he's trying to sit there as quietly as possible because he's like, normally I would be telling guys to like fuck off, but I think I kind of like it when Anton bosses me around.
Uh-huh.
And then he's like, well, since the only time I can talk is when we're doing sex stuff, I should start giving him some roadhead. And Anton is a rule follower, okay? He's a safety boy. It's safety with Anton. So he's like, you can't, what are you doing? And he's like, come on, live on the edge. And he starts giving him shit about like only having sex in beds. And Anton's like, I'm sorry, I remember a time when we had some very hot sex out of a bed. And then Ezra's like, ooh, yeah, you bad boy against the wall, 10 feet away from a bed. You're so walking on the wild side.
Hey, Melody.
Yeah.
Do you have a single note on this book?
No, I don't have a single note on this book.
I didn't think so. I was just
No.
curious. The reason I'm asking
Sure.
is
Uh-huh.
we are 47 minutes
I know,
in,
I'm sorry.
and we are looking at my notes
Sure.
about 20% of the way into the book.
No. No.
So I was just curious.
No, I know. I'm sorry. I
No,
just
you're
love
not.
every detail of this book. You know what's hilarious? I did the same thing I did with the Divorced Men's Club. I thought to myself, oh, we're going to do a Puckboy. And like, yeah, we should start with the first one because that's logical and that's what Sabrina likes. And like, yeah, we'll do that. But like, ugh, I don't really
Joke's
even
on
think I
you,
liked that
Melody.
one as much.
Book 1 and 2 were rereads for me.
Oh my God. Book 2, I think, is my favorite one because I am a Dex girl forever. Dex
Stop.
forever.
Stop.
Why?
We will be squeeping
Mm,
a different time. We are
You're
48
right.
minutes in.
Okay. Yeah, but someday I get to talk about Dex and Gabe and Alex.
Anyway,
Even Oscar maybe, and I'll even talk about Lane. And like, if you want me to, I could even go for like Quinn. Have you read Quinn's book? Quinn's book is so good. he gets a groin injury and everybody makes fun of him for breaking his dick. And he really, really loves the physical therapist on the team. And so the physical therapist thinks that he's like really standoffish or whatever, and then he realizes that he just can't talk in front of him because he loves him so much and he has a big crush. And then he re-injures himself on a dance floor later on. And the physical therapist is quietly there in the background, and he comes forward to like help him in this emergency on the dance floor, and they're all like, why are you here right now? And he's like, no reason at all. I didn't follow you guys here to this weird bar. It's fine. And then he has to stay with him because he can't move on his couch. Quinn's book is also really good. putting up my standing desk. I was putting together my standing desk while reading it. And so I have like a sensory memory attached to it too. So anyway.
Melody.
Yeah. Sabrina, we're 49 minutes in. You need to get your shit together. Get back in the... Where are we even, Sabrina? Jesus. God.
Listener, I don't know
I
that I
asked
need...
you to do one thing, Sabrina. It's a recap the first book in the Puckboys. And like,
Listener,
where are we even?
Listener, I don't think I needed to be here for this episode. I don't think...
I'm crying.
I think yeah. Actually, frankly, I don't know that we need to worry about me getting sucked up by a tornado because the podcast episode's going to be fine whether I'm here or not. Because Mel's just going to be able to like cut my audio if that happens. So I don't even know that you would know except for... Actually, you might not know because, boy, Mel, you're having a great time digging into details today.
Sorry. I love it.
I have a question.
Where are we in the book, Sabrina?
Nope, I'm not telling you that until I ask you a question.
What's your question?
How do you feel? No, I know how you feel
About
about this. I know. No, hang on. I know that's not my question.
Like in my body?
I know how you're going to feel about this question. The question is, how much willpower do you actually have? How capable do you think you are of letting me motor for about 20%?
I feel like I could do that.
With?
Yeah. I feel like I could. So they go back to What's-His-Nuts' house, Anton's, because he still has his Philly house, and that's where they are right now. So they can make it all the way back to the house. And then Ezra has been like, so am I going to get a turn at that ass? And Anton, the very first time they hooked up, Anton was like, no, you're not fucking me. I'm going to fuck you. Then Ezra's like, why? You'd be ashamed to let me fuck you? And he's like, no, I'm just not going to bend over for you. And he's still like on that energy right now. And Ezra like actually loves it. So like he pushes him up against the wall and they start there. And then Ezra's like, how likely is it that I'm going to fall to my death? And he's like, I really should think about the fact that I'm okay with having sex with a dude who like might 90% be okay with me falling out the window of the penthouse.
Hey, listener.
And then they have sex. And that's the end of that. Oh, no, it's not the end of that because Anton is like, do you want to stay over? And Ezra's like, no, that's okay. I'll go back to the hotel. But he does put his cologne commercial on loop on his TV YouTube so that Anton will wake up to his face regardless, and it's hilarious. Okay, Sabrina's taking over now.
Hey, listener, this is just you and me for a second.
Okay, I'll mute myself.
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100% certain I said I would motor for 20%. I think Melody heard Melody would motor. And I think my favorite part of this whole thing is Melody didn't even...
Is that I went back to the first scene?
Not only that, Melody got it wrong.
What? Tell me what?
One of the swooniest things happens.
Tell us. Tell
Melody
listener.
just...
I motored over it?
No, you got it wrong.
I got it wrong? Oh my god, tell me.
Ezra does end up staying the night in Anton's bed.
No.
Yes.
No, he showers.
He thinks he is laying in bed with Anton and thinks to himself.
No, I'm right. Anton goes to shower, and then Ezra spends so much time in the shower with his 6 shower heads that by the time he gets back out, Anton is sleeping. And he can't bring himself to get into the bed with him because Anton's going to drive to Boston in his Porsche the next morning. And he's like, I can't, this is weird. So he goes back to the hotel after putting the thing on YouTube's. And that's what Anton wakes up to.
It's still swoony because he does...
Yeah, tell him the swoony part. Duh!
Because he can't stop thinking. He's like, this is too... I want to do it.
Yeah.
But I can't.
I can't. It would change our whole dynamic. I'm like, I don't even think I want to change the whole dynamic because, like, Anton doesn't want me like that. And I don't want him like that, obviously. Duh. So now Sabrina's going to motor.
Am I?
I don't know. We've gone 3 seconds now with me being quiet and you not motoring. Okay, so, like, either jump in the saddle or I'm taking over.
5
seconds now.
Hours later. So anyway.
8 seconds now.
Oh my God. Melody, what the...
I'm just saying somebody's wasting time here and it's not me. You have the floor.
Listener, I wish you could... The glee on Melody's face right now giving me shit about this. I swear oh, wow. Melody,
I've got some manic energy happening.
You sure do.
I'm a bit of a gremlin.
Who took over your body tonight?
I don't know. I think it's like joy or something. I don't know.
You're like, it's been so long. Is this what just sheer glee feels like? My body is full of it.
Yeah. It's got to come out somehow. I also got to garden a lot today, so.
You remind me of? You remind me of like a zoomy cat right now, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a game in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do the game, whatever, doesn't matter. But after the game, Ezra is going to a gay bar because he's going to hook up, and he gets to the bar and he's flirting with the bartender. Bartender's flirting with him. And then all of a sudden there's a sexy body up against his back that is like, hey,
that's exactly the body.
Hey, what are you doing? If you want to fuck, you can fuck me. And so they disappear and then go to a private room.
Yeah. Ezra says, I told you I didn't want to beg. And then Anton says, then don't, and grabs his hand and takes him to the back room. Ooh!
He takes him back into this dark sex room that people go in.
Yeah.
And oh my God, Anton pushes Ezra up against that wall, and he's wearing a baseball hat to hide himself from everybody, and he flips that baseball hat around and hits his knees. And then he throat goats Ezra.
Oh my God. Immediately, it's 0 to the back of his neck.
Oh my God. Yeah. And it's hot. And then afterwards, oh my God, Anton is like, hey, it'd be cool if we like did this regularly, but if we do that, then it needs to be exclusive.
Yeah.
Because I don't share.
Ooh.
And Ezra is like, I don't really do exclusive, but like while we're doing this thing, this temporary thing,
super temporary,
I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and do it. And then Anton comes in Ezra's mouth and fucks his face.
Oh my God. Ezra is like boneless and he can't handle it. And then Anton like pushes him down on his knees and Ezra's like, just let me, whatever. And Anton's like, don't worry, I'll do all the work. And so he puts like the head of his cock in there, but like jerks himself the rest of the way. And it's amazing.
That is what happens, listener.
Yeah.
So then I don't remember what the first prank was, but there was some kind of prank at some point.
Prank wars.
Because it's prank wars time. And so Ezra, it was the bedroom. He takes a bunch of Ezra takes a bunch of sweaty laundry.
Anton does. Anton does it to Ezra.
You're right. Anton does do it to Ezra.
Yeah.
Because Ezra does the phone call. So Anton takes a bunch of sweaty hockey gear. And like, I never played hockey, but I did play roller derby. And let me tell you, he takes all of that sweaty shit and he shoves it in Anton's bed.
He puts a jockstrap on his pillow,
covers it with a wet towel, and then puts the comforter over the bed.
Oh, he's just cooking it.
Boy,
he's just Dutch ovening that bed. So bad.
I legitimately just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Just the thought of it. Do you know how long it's been since I played roller derby? And if I open my bag, I can still tell that I played roller derby.
Some things are forever, Sabrina.
It really is. It does not. There is nothing that will.
Yeah. So there's no sleeping in that bed. And Ezra's like, all right, fine. Since his roommate is the one who gave up his key for this prank to even be possible, he's like, you're getting spooned tonight is what you're getting. He takes a picture of them snuggling in bed, and then he sends it to Anton being like, I'm really loving the results of this prank. And then when he gets out in the morning, Anton is so mad. He's like glaring at him, and it's adorable.
Yeah.
So-
Also, his roommate does not let it stand. He's like, we did not fuck.
No,
To be
come
clear.
on. He's one of the super straight dudes on the team.
So Ezra's response is on their way back up. He goes up to the front desk and sets a 4 a.m. wake-up call for Anton. And then we have a really cute scene of them on the plane texting and talking and discussing past relationships. And like Anton asks a little bit about Wesley because that was just kind of a known thing that was going on.
And he's like, what happened there? And like Ezra tries to play it off, and then really quietly he says, he never told me he wanted more. And Anton's like, oh no. And then Anton asks him like why he does all the tabloid bullshit. And Ezra's like, I mean, I didn't mean to at first, you know?
Yeah.
Like I just sort of got exploited, and they put my picture places, and then I became that guy, and so I decided to lean into it. Fuck them. I don't live in their structure. I'm going to do what I want. So it's really great.
Yeah, this series does a really good job of like looking at the double standards of
For sure.
heterosexual and queer players or celebrities, period, frankly. Anyway, then we get to see our first queer collective meetup because they have a game in Las Vegas with Trip and Dex, and it becomes very clear immediately that Trip is madly in love with his straight best friend Dex, who is a golden retriever. Melody, stop.
Yes.
No, you have already talked enough about Trip and Dex today. But it's delightful. They meet at a steakhouse and they decide Ezra gets them in on pranking Anton by removing all of the furniture from Anton's room. And then he posts a video because he's watching around the corner when Anton gets back. And it's so cute because Anton hates that he's amused, but he can't help but laugh when he realizes what happened. And Ezra gets it on camera, and then he posts on social media, and he says something like,
welcome to the team.
welcome to the team.
Romance
And it goes
is forever.
It goes viral. And then they're in, the prank is great. It's successful.
Yes.
It's whatever. And then he might that night, or the next night at some point after the game, rent a separate hotel room in a
Anton
hotel.
does.
Yeah, 2 blocks down because they didn't get to fuck the night before.
Yeah.
And then they go. He
Yeah.
asks Ezra to top him.
Yeah. And that's like a big thing. And so Anton
It's
not only.
vulnerable. And Ezra is the sweetest baby angel.
Yeah. And like there's a piece of Anton that's very shocked by that, but shouldn't be because Ezra is like, he's a clown, but whenever it matters, Ezra is incredibly thoughtful. So they get to this hotel room and Anton takes like a big swig of Jack Daniels.
Wait,
And-
hang on.
Yeah, okay.
We're not there yet because we have a
You
super
said they
cute
went to the hotel.
after the game, but we haven't hit the game.
Oh, okay.
So at the game, there's a fan meet and greet, and this boy, I don't know, we don't know this kid's gender, do we?
Yeah. I mean, he's referred to as the son. He said, my son is gay.
Okay. So
That the dad does.
a son and a dad, and the son has like a full face of makeup, and Ezra is his favorite player. And
No, Anton's his favorite player. That's the thing. They go up to Anton, they're like, you're our favorite, and Anton signs it. It's a Philly jersey. And then Ezra comes over and he's like, I love your taste. He says, I hate your taste in fashion, but your contouring is to die for.
Yeah.
Do you want me to sign that too? Because I think you'll have the only Philly jersey that's signed by a Boston player too. And so he signs it as well.
And then while Ezra and the kid are talking, Anton and the dad are chatting, and he comes out. He tells
To
the
the
dad that
dad.
he's queer too.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's just, oh my God, the dad's like, he's going to be so excited to know that.
Yeah.
Like, it's
And-
so cute. And Anton
feels so good about it.
Yeah.
It feels like liberating, and he feels authentic for the first time in a way he never has before.
it's really
And
beautiful.
Ezra hears it and he says like, hey, I'm proud of you. Like, that's really cool that, you did that and he asks him how does it feel? And Anton's like, oh, it feels too good.
Feels really good. And then
Yeah.
after the game, they meet up with the boys again, Trip and Dex. They're up on a rooftop. Okay. And
It's so good.
while they're up there, Dex God, Dex is like, oh my God, Trip, Anton, you should hook up. And Trip is like, what?
Well, I'm not really in the hookup scene anymore. And then Anton's like, I'm actually seeing someone a little bit.
Yeah.
And Ezra's like, you are? And he's like, yeah, I actually had plans for him tonight, but I haven't really heard from him. So I got this hotel room, but I don't even know if we're going to use it.
Ezra pulls out his phone and he's like, oh, look, I have a text message saying that he's ready to go. Let's go.
So they leave and they go and Trip is like, y'all are not subtle, but like, have fun.
And the reason that Anton is asking Ezra to top him specifically in this scene, because he's already decided this. He's like, tonight's the night.
Yeah.
Well, all he wants is to be held. He's been so lonely and wanting connection. And he says to himself, all I know is tonight I need to be held. And the only way I can think to ask for that is by getting Ezra to top me. And then Ezra is just the sweetest.
Well, and Ezra's like, why the change? Because I'm not into pressuring people. And he says, well, I figure, if we're going to continue doing this, we should both get what we want. And you've been pretty open about wanting my ass. And Ezra's like, yeah, but that doesn't matter if you're not into it. And it's so sweet. So they start like with
Doggy.
Anton on his hands and knees. And then in the middle of it, Anton's trying to top from the bottom. And he's trying to get Ezra to go a lot faster and harder. And Ezra's like, you need to let go.
What a tease.
I'm in control now. I'm doing, like, you're going to let go and you're going to let me handle this. And then finally, Anton gets to the point where he's so frustrated and just, this isn't what he needs.
It's also, he has decided he wants a kiss.
Yeah.
He wants kisses. They kiss for the first time, listener, because he flips around and now he's on his back and Ezra is on top of him. And he pulls Ezra's face to him and he's like, makes it very clear that he wants to be kissed. And Ezra's like, are you sure? We don't do this.
Yeah.
And Anton's like, please.
Yeah.
And then they kiss.
They kiss for the first time. And then they have sex like completely connected, whether it's foreheads or lips or, whatever. They're completely connected the whole time.
And then listener.
And yeah.
The next day, Coach is sick of their prank shit.
Yeah.
And it's decided that they're roommates now for away games.
Like, this seems like a weird choice on management's part, but like, I'm into it. # romance reasons.
This makes total sense. Now they can prank each other in the privacy of their own room. And by prank, I mean dick each other out real good.
That's where we're going to leave you for today. Make sure to come back tomorrow for part 2. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomspodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you tomorrow.